Hello there, welcome back to the channel here. I got a 4 versus 4 game here. And on this side we've got Atomic Soup here in the red playing the Republic. And on his team we've got Granoli here in the green with the New Republic. So we've got the Republic and the New Republic. We got the Guns here with Attack or Die here in the grey. And lastly we got Nonaka Jones here in the orange playing the Resistance. Then on the other side of things we've got the Ashman of the Lucky here in the cyan or the tail here with the Imperial Remnant. We got Zan Consortium here played by Smoky Venus in the yellow. And we got the White Lotus, I don't know the White Lotus here in the blue with the Rebel Alliance. And last here we've got Yoda here in the Trade Federation with the purple. And looking at the map, Utapau I think is the name of this one. Got a big lake here in the centre, full of fish. A lot of food there for the players. And yeah, I don't know what we're going to see in this one. Looking around, we have some nerfs here in the nursery. No, Ashman surprisingly doesn't have one. Who has one? There we go, here's Yoda, he's got some. Troop Center of that scummy Trade Federation here, no carbon processor whatsoever going into the Troop Center here for the mounted troopers. And you look at the rush distance and it's practically none at all. They're almost, well, they're on the same screen here basically, if you've got this kind of modern desktop resolution. Widescreen you could probably see both bases. And I can't keep that up for well, the Americans that are watching probably don't think my voice has changed at all. For the Irish and the old Scots. But yeah, we got some Mounties planned here for Yoda. And Troop Center on the way for Soup here. Got a lot of food, and a lot of his economy is basically just at his command center, so he should do okay. But the problem is his pocket's probably going to get a massive hiding when these the Mounties get out in the field. And did I pay attention? Has anyone got First Order? No. Any First Order gamers? No, it doesn't look like it. Ethical, well, it's almost ethical game here. You got a little bit of lapse there in the command center. Gotta make sure he's got enough food to keep these Mounties going, keep the command center going. Well, plenty of lure. The nurse ticking away there. There's some nice berries to go into, although it's the lowest health berries. And then of course we got all the fish here in the center. Wonder if anyone's gonna whip out a power droid and get a shipyard over there and start getting that fish income for the food. And Scout going away there. Mountie on the way. And the other side of things, it's looking pretty quiet because I see a Nova processor going down there. A White Lotus and Nonaka Jones don't seem to care what the map is or the distance between each other's base. They look like wings in a Game Ranger game from 8 years ago. Maybe 10. And Yoda here, scanning around, he's maybe trying to find the carbon processor because he wants workers that are away from the command center because command center can shoot at him like it's doing right now and taking a bit of damage there. Let's get trying to block for a little bit there. Really helping out here, so he's definitely aware of what's going on. You can see he's microing his scout, so he knows that these Mounties are out and about. Same as yourself, father. So it needs to watch out for those. And these nice lobels here. Get some food from them. Double medic, actually. This is overkill, I think. With the Republic healing bonuses. Maybe just better to get another trooper recruit. Because he's gated by his power and the speed which he can make the units. And this was always going to be the danger here with the Mounties, is that they can go straight to the pocket when they feel there's no damage to be found. But maybe Soup, you know, he can get those trooper recruits and just walk across. I actually think he just needs to walk across right now. And he'll find damage with his medics. Trooper recruits are slow, but it's not far. So could get some really good damage there and catch Yoda. Yoda has to do a lot here. It's going to be on Yoda to try and get something out to defend here. The Mountie's not really going to do it. I think we need quite a bit of... I think the danger here is Soup walks into command center fire. Yoda needs to take advantage of that if he's going to be in range. Like right now he should garrison. And try and get some shots off on these. Gonna have to move his workers, I think. Because normally Mounties could go and dive, or the workers could go and bash these, but the medics are running away from the troop recruits. The troop recruits are walking into the command center. It's a complete failure. And he can bash that down when he comes his way, or use the Mountie. Should just pull the workers for DPS. Just bash all of this down, get it out of the way, get back to mining. Grinelli been harassed a little bit here, pulled some workers away. He's actually walled himself out these locals. There's actually a lot of food here that would want to be grabbing. That's what, 600 and like 900 food or something. Quite a lot. It's like 2 big lures. The other side of things, we got 2 troop centers and no power core. That's an old classic right there. That's vanilla 2000 days. Need that power core. And Mounties die at the command center here. Oof. Down goes the worker. Losing the worker there. Soup's having a bad time. Well, he managed to make it back across though with some more trooper recruits, but Yoda halfway. Both are like really stuck in T1 at the moment, so it's kind of what the pockets can do at this point. They exploit the fact that they can't defend themselves in any way. Yoda's going to have to try and take these down. I think a smart thing Soup could do is he could just position himself right here in this little crevice, and that would destroy like any surface area for these Mounties, and the medics would just heal everything. But he is shooting a worker right there at the start, and there was 2 really low Mounties, and now he's moving around. Is he going to manage? Look at the healing. See that healing? That's really bad trade now for Yoda. See, Yoda could also just pull his workers here and bash for them for DPS, which would really help out here. He's doing that like at the last minute, but in a desperation moment, you know. And we've got troopers on them. These have been made with no power core here. Coming to Nanaka Jones, he's got 2 turrets here covering his most of his base, but not his food here. Though with the food processor, and these troopers are going to find some damage there. Yoda, on the other hand, still getting bullied with these trooper recruits at the moment. Definitely been punished for opening Mounties here and just not killing the numbers when he could. And once the numbers have swelled to this level, like there's no amount of Mounties that are going to do the job for him. In serious trouble there. It's one of those rare games where normally I don't know what to talk about in T1, but well, these guys they're going to be T1 forever, man. Welcome to Utapau. What do I hear? These soldiers, yeah. The question is Nanaka on his way? He's got the money, he's got the funds, he could click the button, but for some reason he doesn't want to. There we go. On the way to T3, so providing he doesn't really hemorrhage too many workers or anything here, he can just punish the White Lotus. Once he gets the T3, gets that power core up, gets those T3 units, managed to kill that trooper off. Could do a bit of repairing here, just take advantage of the fact that those resistance workers, they repair a lot quicker. And Yoda, again, I wonder when he's hitting his workers over here. Kind of a bit of a mind game, that one. Maybe because he thinks his opinion is that his opponent will go around these areas, but not the one that's sort of closer to his own base. And pockets have arrived, so that's going to feel bad. It's oh no, help, ping. I mean, where's the air? Strike mech 2, they're doomed. There's nothing Grinelli can do there. You can kill the air, but the strike mech's still going to keep shooting them. So ends all his aggression. And going to be up to him to find something else to do. Get himself up to T2, get up to T3. Soup is T2. Is Yoda T2? He's on the way. He's still a bit behind. And that's all cleaned up, and it's going to be basically a proxy war now in their bases by Granulli and Yoda. Smoky Venus. SY. Soup is helping out here. Got a few of these anti-air troopers. going to be chasing those fighters away. Oh, some moves from Smokey though, getting a free hit in there, but then forgetting. And you could have got 1-for-1 trade though, if you'd hit the right one. What's happening on the other side? Attack or die, putting the pressure here on the White Lotus. I just realised that Smokey is not actually Yoda's pocket, it's Lucky Ashman that's Yoda's pocket, but what's Ashman up to? He's on the 2 command centers and a power droid here. You're actually fishing. I never noticed that until now. That's really going to help him catch up, providing it gets to stay alive. Might actually help him outscale Soup here. Really, I'm worried about his workers here at this car, but no, they're so exposed. If Granuli finds them. And SY, I don't know why he's over here, but he's going to be needed to help out here. A lot of workers going to be dying here for Yoda. Yoda can make anti-air troopers, but I feel like he's just trying to budget and save for his T3. Really relying on S-Line. That's the other pocket. This is a weird game, this. Which means, unfortunately, that White Lotus is getting overrun on this side, and now Smokey's going to start getting a lot of pressure put his way from his, intended opponents. Lucky Ashman, though, is showing up here with some strike mechs, which is making Granuli come and deal with them, but I don't know if he's finding the damage that he would want. There's no upgrades on these, and even that Mountie coming in here doing huge damage, pushing it into the turret there for extra damage. Yes, I'm trying to take a trade here, but I think Granuli and Super are just going to get the upper hand on that, and I'm trying to pressure the boats here, but they got their anti-airships out, no problem. Yoda's on the way to T3. Soup is nowhere. He's trapped in T2 right now. So you can see that difference in how well that these trawlers have paid off for Yoda. And being Trade Federation as well, he's never had to worry about getting housed or anything like that. He's basically just built as many trawlers and workers as he could. So where will we go from here? And only just getting his command center now, so like super ahead here. His economy is definitely better than his wings right now. His wings had a hard time. Attack, on the other hand, does have his second, CC third on the way. Don't forget fighters, keeping that pressure onto Lotus. I mean, these 3 guys here on this side just seem to be playing into Soup space, and then maybe into Granuli. Definitely the side that are trying to frustrate, make quit. I believe that's their sort of winning objective here. Poor White Lotus is basically just a march here on the side, just set to soak up the military aggression. And Yoda does hit T3, so what can he do with that? Remember, he's got that income from the boats, so his economy should actually be okay. And you start pumping out these strike mechs, being TF, they're going to scale well, and he's got a great spot. He can just sit here right next to his mech factories, basically, and hit all these workers. Nova workers too, for a Republic player. He's going to feel bad, he wants to play around air, needs that Nova income. They're really trying to harass the boats here, trying to out-micro. The Destroyer from attack here, which is going to find some damage because there's only just 2 fighters at the moment to defend, but fortunately not on the boats, going for the shipyard there. 3 kills already for that guy. Yoda forcing some garrison here, keeping Soup down. I feel like they really need to be hitting Granuli. Granuli's in the pocket position. I don't feel like he's taken really any damage so far. All the damage has really been him just trying to help his wing. He's not maybe building his eco as much as he'd like right now, or scaling up to T4 as quickly as he'd like, just because he's trying to keep Soup alive, but they could be doing more, hitting his eco, forcing him to make mech destroyers and stuff. And he is only on 1 command center as far as I can see right now. That's just the second one only arriving now, so I think by scale his economy is kind of behind some of the other players. Like Smokey here, he's got 3 CCs. He's got a 4th on the way here. So he's really pumping out those workers. A lot of moves being made here at the ships. And this is going to feel really bad for Yoda. These destroyers have basically, well, they've destroyed him, right? And he's got nothing right now. He was really reliant on his boats. But he's at least gotten all these strike mechs out, which he can make use of, and I think if he can just find his way into Bernoulli's base, he can really get some damage here. Look at all these workers exposed here for Soup. And Yoda just not quite getting the memo yet, not catching these. I think if he could kill these and then just start hitting Bernoulli, hit this Nova up here, could be really good for his side. Help them catch up from this big loss here at the boats. Yeah, that's going to be a massacre, right? Pretty good upgrades on these strike mechs. Soup says he is getting fucked. That is completely correct. That is exactly what's happening right now. But so is Yoda over here. He's even still got trawlers queued up that go straight to their deaths. Bad times for those guys there. And things really quiet on this Nunaka Lotus side, man. I feel like Nunaka should just be like cutting through here, man. Like, you should just thrown down some heavy weapons and just started pumping the artillery out. I had that like that looming, ramping pressure on Smokey here, so that he's really forced to come and help out and deal on this side, and you know that would free attack up to the pressure this side, or keep Smokey down with some harassment. Ashman taking over the harass here, but kind of not needed. But finally seen some raids set up Granulli's way. He's forced to build a bomber, 2 mech destroyers. That's really going to harm him here, especially with how late he was on that 1 CC. Like these 2 units, basically, that's in the command center for him, right? Or his farm upgrades and a few farms. You know, the kind of things that would really help him, or research center, things that would help him get to T4. That's really slowing him down there. And Ashman here, he senses the player that's absolutely been beaten down, and that's when he goes full force. He shows no mercy. The Varactyl. Unconsumed. I'm going to lose my mind with you, Este. Meat boy you are. To be fair, Este, what are you up to here? Let's see some aggression. It's a city build at the moment. A fortress here from attack. Not sure I like this fortress. It's a very easy one to kill if your opponent gets T4, because they can just set their cannon here. Never really want to build your fortress with like terrain in front of it, because it just means you can't really deal with the cannons. So who's on the way to T4? Attack says he's on the way. Really not quite. You could almost afford it. He's probably about to click up right now. Smokey could probably afford it, but he's just not the civ for it. And Yoda, well, he's having a bad time. So it looks like attack is really going to get some big damage here with his air. Though he's not an air civ, but you could get fast fighter and obliterate some workers. Or just get those cannons out and let's see the Famba cannons and a few MDs or something. I could really get some big early game damage here. This Lucky Ashman Romba, or it looks like a rechargeable battery pack. The pummel here doing some big damage. Escorted by these strike mechs. I do have these mech stars. I think Yoda could just kill these though. Just needs to stutter step the bombers. Well, there's 3 now. But there's no upgrades on these mech stars. Could just be shooting us. 4 now. Probably time to back off. Oh, get some good shots here though. Just the 2v6-7, whatever this is. Be even cuter and walk up to it and keep making it walk backwards, because it'll try to shoot one of them and they'll be in its minimum range. And forward up here for attack. Hasty and Soup shouting at one another. But I do think Hasty should be on the ground doing damage. He's trying to like play air and it doesn't really work. I've already got like a guy in a pocket position doing air. And your pocket open there as well. Better to just go into the ground, I feel. Get that push going and make them sweat. And Ashman's pummel's getting gunned down here. Emotional support fortress here from Granulli. Try and make sure Soup doesn't quit. Guess he's having a bad time, but Yoda... How is Yoda doing? Oh. Yeah, he had this carbon hidden over here for a while. That's really about it, though. He's got a lot of points, but I feel like it just kills. He's just got the second CC over here. Lost all his boats. So as long as he can make sure Soup is dead, he's kind of done his job, and then he can... What's left, maybe just pressure and keep Granuli down, right? Yeah, their team need some sort of win condition past that on the other side, maybe. And I don't know if SY is up to the task. He's definitely boomed quite well, but attack, you know, similar score. I don't really see any units out of SY. A few strike mechs. Maybe he's going to play heavy strike mech here with Zan Consortium. Would be interesting to see. Well, let's get that tilt Granuli here. All these strike mechs hitting his farms right now. What's the T4 situation like? So we got 4 players here, 5. Granuli, Smokey, Nonaka, SD, Attacker Die, and Lucky Ashman T4. What's Ashman up to? Shadow Troopers? This big wall here that he's built. Ooh, the nerfs. White. That fortress maybe could have been a bit more ambitious. I guess that's Yoda's emotional support one. Cannon here. I feel like this cannon's going to hit this though, isn't that? Oh, Strike's getting some good damage on it now. That's going to go down pretty prompt, man. It's not even fired yet. Half health. Down it goes. And then vintage. How is this not in range, by the way? Why does it not shoot it? I swear that's in range. A weird... I guess it doesn't recognize it as a... because it's like a building cannon or something? I don't know. A weird one. Got some good damage on the cannon, surely. Granuli. Still relying on air to clean these up at the moment. We got the air raids here from Esti. You can see advanced turrets here for... Smokey's been T4 a while, right? Even Ashman on the advanced turrets. They're pretty prepared for this. That's going to feel kind of bad for this civ that's... Well, this team that's like a lot of air civs right now and a lot of air. They would want to be finding more damage, you know, and keeping their opponents down a bit. See some of these assault mechs sitting here. And attack just not really able to push as quickly as this team would like for him to do. Getting some cruisers here, which will find some good damage along the coastline. Be pretty unapproachable too. I just love to see a Famba with these units and then just see him get set up here in this position. Maybe get like a shield generator here and set his cruisers. They could double their HP and they could really be a huge menace from that coastline. Some bombers, it's just that ain't it. Lucky Ashman's gonna destroy everything here. Why is SD giving attack money and then attacks giving money to Soup? Is that... What's this? It's like money laundering. How is Soup doing here? He's rebuilding up here. And this cool thing about this map, I guess, is that you can go and like hide in these little bits and rebuild. You know, it's like an optical illusion that this is the whole map, but you just go up the hill. The resources are there. And the cannons, unfortunately, hitting the walls. Not the best. SD deciding to make some different units than the air now, because the air has really had very little window, if any. Smokey taking advantage of that lack of Jedi. It's only a really Granuli and Soup, but I think Soup is... well, there's no chance of him making any. Granuli could get some masters out pretty easily, though. Would convert those assault mechs, maybe. I think at best, there's not much of a threat here from Ashman. Like, his damage here is done. Doesn't have any units. Just aim wheels and cannons at the moment. There's one assault mech. Oh, that is huge from Smokey. These heavy destroyers popping out and killing off those cruisers. Like, not having enough to defend them there in the water. Well, scorpion looking boys, these. Water scorpions. I mean, I don't know, man. What, 46 minutes now? What's happening? I can't say this is the highest level game I've casted. It's definitely, it's a very messy one, for sure. I would say SD Attack are underperforming on their side, and I think if they weren't, this probably wouldn't be a game. Because the White Lotus has just not been a player at all. He's just had a really rough time. And Ashman Yoda probably just not strong enough to sort of do the same amount of damage these guys would do to Smokey. If they were pumping out a lot of units and just pushing. Like a couple Mounties here, but I don't rely on friendly fire to kill the units there. We're gonna get the shield up and try and keep White Lotus alive. White Lotus just needs to get himself into the outskirts and just let, you know, Smokey take over here. Like Soup's doing up here. Good, they're getting a lot of attackers out, which should be able to wipe everything on this side. I just don't like staying on air here at the moment when he's kind of 2v1. I think I would really like to see Masters pop out. So many things to convert, all these turrets. Would be great if you can get those out of the way, convert them onto his side. So we saw Nanaka build a bunch of mech stars, and now he's changed his mind and going into attackers. Do have advanced turrets though. Another one going to be erected there under the shield. These must have gotten buffed, did they? I thought it used to be 4 hits on attackers. Now they're 3. I don't know, man. Ashman needs to just have more units. This would have been his time to shine, man. He's got this anti-air setup, he's got these annoying cannons. If he just had some like mech destroyers, man, just a bunch of mech destroyers. I feel like he could be causing havoc here. But now he's giving her nearly too long to build all these units, and he's gonna wipe all this for sure. These are pretty expensive though, right? Like, we don't get efficient manufacturing. You're paying a full price for these attackers. Probably why Granulli's now bankrupt. He's going to need to get on that trade like the rest of his boys here. Could get this Nova if he clears this area up. And this one. Yoda finally hitting tech level 4. And see the Fambas out and about. Defilers finding some good damage here, I think. These units really don't do anything to them, do they? Look at them, they're getting tickled. In days he's been getting shot at. And they're doing huge damage to these mech destroyers. Won't be able to touch the Famba though. You can. Oh my. Okay, this is really going to get some damage, I feel. All these heavy strike mechs from Yoda. So though Ashman not really doing much to push this side, this is going to find huge damage here and really mess with them. And being heavy strike mechs with all those upgrades, they can actually kill off the mech destroyers themselves if they want to. Or just kill all the workers before the mech destroyers even do anything to them. Very reliant on these attackers to try and clean these up, but they will manage. Again, so difficult to keep the workers alive in this map. Feels like a good advanced turret map. Attack fighting on both sides at the moment. I'm not really sure he should be. I think Cornelius is pretty solid here. SY, what's he really got going? Most of the units are over here. Some, he could get a lot more upgrades for those defilers. He doesn't have his heavy mech destroyer. Gonna be struggling. There's no trade on this side, and kind of sad to see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4 holocrons on this side and nobody's grabbed them. I'm surprised Ashman's not. He's usually stealing the holos. He could have Royal Naboo and Republic on his team, and he's usually scurrying past their bases with a Sith apprentice. Holocron in hand. And Smokey making a lot of boats here. He doesn't want those Gungan cruisers ever troubling him again. That's a don't talk to me or my wife's son ever kind of moment here. Cruisers knocking down the shipyards. Frigate's finding a little bit of damage here, but Lake will be his. And probably good peace of mind that they have so much built on the coastline here, but these units are walking into the base now, and he's out of position with his army. You can see it's trying to get down here into the middle of these buildings. And we can see Nanaka here, it's got the fortress, got some mech factories building. Really pretty well set up to defend here with all those attackers, his shield generating all these mech destroyers. And just an attack, ASD to win this side. It's why really going to be struggling here, 2 versus 1. Okay, only getting some mech destroyers out now. I think he's had a pretty easy game and just not pulled it out of the hat. It could have been a big differential in this game, and he's not really done as much damage as he should have. Like, how's Yoda's eco now? 137 workers. That's what I thought. He's 20 more than Ashman, and I don't feel like Ashman's really been hurt. And Yoda's had his head kicked in this game. Smokey just has no Nova. He wants like assault mechs and stuff, and he can't afford them. He wants his heavy destroyer. You could just sell this ore. I think that would be not too bad to just get the heavy destroyer upgrade. Like if I took over right now, look at his bank, I would sell that ore, I'd get heavy destroyer researched, and then I would just pump out mech destroyers as many as I can to try and clean this up. And then, you know, push from there. But could be grabbing all these holos and stuff. We could see if someone, a soup on actually getting them. Got a temple over here on this side to get them. Good moves. Yoda finally getting a lot of mech destroyers out here. It's going to be tough for Granelli to deal with on the ground. He's got his with a bit more health at the moment. They're not heavy, but they are 250. All that really matters, I would say. But once Yoda can afford all his upgrades, it's going to be a lot better. Air cruiser popping out though, could get some good damage. Ashman just like, it's like these guys were invisible, man. They just appeared as soon as they smelt that air cruiser. Yoda gonna resign though. He's had enough. He didn't like that AC shot. Team probably all feeling it's pretty hopeless because, you know, nothing's really done anything to stop this here on this side, and that's really going to be it. So GG, well played to all involved, and if you like the content, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel if you want to see more. You want to get involved in these types of games, you can find our GBG Discord server in the description field. There's a server invite for that. There's one for the Expanding Front mod server, which is the mod that we're playing here for JBG. And if you want to support the channel in another way, there's a PayPal link down in the description field. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.